Hi, and welcome back here on the Senior Network. I'm now joined by Misty Phillips, Navion Senior Solutions. Great to see you.
Hi, Greg. Great to see you.
Well,
Thanks
I know
for
we're in the
having
same
me.
community, and we never get to see each other, but I am so excited to have you on the show today.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.
Very excited to be here.
Now, tell us, I know there's the village and all the three places there where you are. Tell the viewers that may not know, they were formerly...
So we were formerly Brookdale.
Brookdale, okay.
Yes, sir. And we were taken over last September by a new management company called Navion Senior Solutions, which is a family-owned business out of Raleigh, North Carolina. So we went from the big, giant corporate wheel to a small company, which has been wonderful.
I think that could be a great thing.
It's been very, very successful. Not a lot has changed, except really the ability to have more resources as far as our people are concerned. Very, very available to us, our regional teams, even our corporate teams, even our CEO, super involved in the everyday operations of the business. So that's been very nice.
Well, tell us, the viewers, kind of explain what would like start with the Village Cove, maybe. Explain what that is.
Sure. So we have 3 senior living communities within about a half-a-mile radius on Main Street in Hilton Head.
On Hilton,
and the first one is called Village Cove. Village Cove is a 42-apartment, all-assisted living community. Actually, we are the only all-assisted living community on the island, and actually anywhere in the area, even out to Bluffton. So all of our services and our level of care is all assisted living. Now, everyone has an individual care plan, so that doesn't mean that everyone requires the same attention. It just means that we are available to train our associates specifically for the assisted living needs of a resident. The second community going down Main Street toward the hospital is Harbor Cove, and that is our memory care community. Also, the only freestanding memory care community in the area, 32 apartments, very small and intimate, so the care is very specific to the needs of the person. We call it person-centered care. So it's very, we know our residents and their families really well because we are small and have that intimacy.
I have heard tremendous things about that memory care
Thank you. Yes, sir. It's great. And then finally, our largest community down on the corner at 15 Main Street by the hospital is called Island Cove. And that is our blended community that has a blend of independent living residents and assisted living residents. So 2 stories. The top floor is 38 independent living apartments. And the bottom floor is 51 assisted living apartments. So it's a larger community, takes more resources, but you know, we are able to offer that continuum of care.
You age in place, right?
Absolutely.
And for folks that may not know, the independent living is just like living independent anywhere else. And then if your health, there's more desire, more need for care, then you can move to the assisted living and never leave the building.
That's correct. That's correct.
Awesome. That's absolutely awesome.
It is. And also we have the ability for people to move to Village Cove as well. So depending on the capacity, the occupancy, you know, if we're full in one place, we have the ability to move them to another assisted living in order to keep them in the Navion family. We do grow, as I said earlier, very close with our residents and our families, and they don't want to leave us. You know, we have such great relationships with them, and during normal times versus COVID, we do have a lot of family events. Our families are very intimately and actively involved in our communities, in and out all day long, and so that's a huge advantage for our residents to have those abilities to be involved with their families while living in a community.
Well, Misty, tell us a little bit about what your role is there.
So I'm the director of sales and marketing for the for Village Cove, the assisted living community. But I also represent the other 2 communities because we operate on what's called a campus approach. So because we are all 3 Navion Senior Solutions communities, I am able to service a client in any of the 3 levels of care. So if I receive information on someone who is needing help with a loved one, I am able able to assess them, help them figure out which community would best fit their loved one's needs, and then help place them in the right place.
Wonderful. Now, as far as if viewers are interested, are you giving tours, virtual tours? How are you doing this?
So at this time, we're doing both.
Okay.
At the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, we did stop in-person visits for a while.
Most everybody did.
We did start doing FaceTime, and then we did virtual visits via a videotape. And we have a special app that our company owns called One Day that we use for that as well. But now we have opened back up for limited areas for in-person visits.
That is awesome. Now, as far as the memory care unit, real quick, and that's obviously catered for dementia, Alzheimer's type patients and so forth. Tell us a little bit more about that. That's very interesting to me. I know you have you said like your staff is specially trained?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So we have specially trained staff for that. We have special programming, which is a fancy way of saying activities.
Sure.
There will be different types of music, different types of exercise, different types of spiritual programs.
Wonderful.
Intellectual programs, different types of stimulation based on research that we found to be most advantageous for that type of resident. We're also able to help them more in dining. So in dementia, a lot of times it helps to have a different color plate, so that people can differentiate the foods that they're eating.
Yeah.
Also, we have the ability to use finger foods for dementia residents as opposed to having them use a knife and fork and spoon. So we are able to kind of foster nutrition a little bit more by having finger foods. So that's just a couple of examples of the differences in the memory care community.
Great information. So good to see you again.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Stay with us here on the Senior Network. More to come.